Kingdom Hearts 3 finally brought the Dark Seeker Saga to a close, but then it did something very Kingdom Hearts. It raised even bigger questions. Hidden throughout the game are the secret reports, documents that quietly reveal the truth behind characters, experiments, time travel, replicas, and most importantly, the ancient masterminds shaping the future of the series. These reports are not optional lore. They are the blueprint for what Kingdom Hearts was, what it is, and what it's becoming. So today, we're breaking down the meaning of the secret reports in Kingdom Hearts 3, report by report, in plain language, connecting the dots between Subject X, Xehanort, Luxu, the Master of Masters, and the Lost Masters. By the end of this video, you'll understand who's been pulling the strings since the Age of Fairy Tales, and why the story is far from over. Am I alive? I awoke in a cell, alone, until the researchers came with their tests and their prodding to uncover my identity. I had no answer to offer them. 4 friends, and a key that is the sum total of my memory. I could not even recall my name. I was simply called X there. My only solace was the time I spent talking with the 2 boys who would visit from time to time. One day, a man came to take me from the prison. I could not see him for the darkness, save that he wore an eye patch. Even now, years on, I feel no closer to understanding who or what I am. May my heart be my guiding key. Some days have passed since I set off on my journey to prepare for the Mark of Mastery examination. Ericus asked for leave to undertake the same pilgrimage, but apparently I am to be first to tour the worlds written of in the old fairy tales. Until a few short years ago, I'd known only my own world, a speck of land surrounded by sea. But how I dreamed of, yearned for the world beyond. And, granted guidance from the future, I left that nest behind. As I treaded the path to my master's side, I came in contact with darkness in many forms. I knew even then, as by instinct, terrifying as its power was, it could be harnessed. Mastered. Ericus is a blue blood, descended from the very first masters in the Age of Fairy Tales. But I did not come this far to indulge in adulation. I will be his peer, his equal. And to do that, I must learn to wield the power born from both darkness and light in proper balance. Subject was found in the central square shortly after dawn. Female, approximately 15 years old. After 7 days' observation, she spoke her first words, but could not provide a name. Subject exhibits signs of profound amnesia and displays concern about which world this is. Her words suggest that she departed her homeworld with others, though she cannot recall the names of her erstwhile companions. All efforts to explore those memories have met with a rejection response. After his initial experiments on me, Ansem the Wise ceased his research into the heart, his hand stayed by some fear I cannot fathom. Yet this new subject is like me, devoid of memories. She is the perfect sample upon which to continue my master's work. She, too, could benefit from it. By traversing the heart, we have a direct path into memory. I myself have begun to reclaim my lost past thanks to these very experiments. Who is she? Whence has she come? These are questions no scientist could ignore. And the words she muttered, "May your heart be your guiding key." Subject's memories have not returned, and our conversations remain less than lucid. What fragments can be gleaned evoke a bygone world, like one out of fairy tales. As improbable as it seems, the question may not be where she has come from, but when. If she truly has crossed through time, the prospect of probing her heart is all the more compelling. My pilot studies used a handful of subjects, but none possessed the fortitude to endure them. Ultimately, all suffered mental collapse. I knew it would be a heavy blow to lose a subject as unique as she. Upon discovering the tests I've been conducting, my master demanded that I cease my work immediately and destroy what research I have compiled. Worse still, he ordered the release of my remaining subjects. She is gone. Where is Subject X now? Has wise Master Ansem hidden her away? Whatever the case, I will not be deterred. I will take her place as the first subject in the grand experiment to come. That castle was a wonderland to us children. Within its walls, Ansem the Wise conducted his research, and the fruits it bore allowed everyone outside to live in peace and happiness. That alone was enough to stoke our interest, thought not all of the rumors that escaped its walls were so benevolent. By night, the muffled sounds of human wails emerged. There was talk of dangerous human experimentation. Lee and I couldn't help but hatch a plot to steal inside and sate our curiosity. The two who stood guard at the gates were researchers themselves, though you wouldn't think it to see them, massive and barrel-chested as they were. And slipping past that duo was only the first hurdle. It proved one not easily cleared. We were found and tossed out on our ears, time and again. On the day we finally secured our entry, we descended the long spiral stair at the heart of the castle to find a dark space below it, lined with cages. There wasn't light enough to see if they were inhabited, and we were in no position to call out to any occupants within. Yet we could feel it, a definite presence, there in the black. Terror washed over us, and we immediately regretted coming. But just as we turned to flee, we heard the faintest of voices. The urge to run was nigh overpowering, but someone or something beckoned us on. There, framed by a tenuous sliver of light, we found her. It was too dim to make out her features. We spoke to her in hushed whispers. Who was she? Why was she imprisoned here? She had no answers for us, had no memories at all. She was an enigma, but I knew I wanted to help her. And so we continued our infiltrations. Most of them stopped short at the castle gates. When we did manage our way inside, we spoke with her. That was all the comfort two children like us could offer. But Lee had other ideas. He was determined to free her. We slipped into the castle that day knowing only that we wanted, with all our hearts, to save her. But we did not find her inside on that day, or the next, or any of our subsequent visits. Had she been moved? Had we simply imagined her? Lee and I knew there was only one way to be certain. And so we stand before the castle gates today, not as trespassing children, but in order to become Ansem the Wise's newest apprentices. Following my erasure and my recompletion as a human, I did not awaken right away. Perhaps the damage was exceptionally grave. Even after waking, I remained in bed, pondering my next course of action. In my work on the Replica Program for the organization, I produced some 20 vessels. Most of the early results were failures. Not one of them granted a number. The first success to emerge from that early lot was the Riku replica. Subsequently, Xian number I was essentially indistinguishable from a natural human, though she became unstable due to the influence of others. Using those two as my foundation, I worked to construct a number of nigh-perfect replicas, but just as they neared completion, my efforts were cut short. I suspect Xehanort aims to use both the initial lot as well as the unused replicas from my later work. I arose today and decided to walk out to the square, my first outing in some time. Yet my stroll was interrupted when a surprising visitor appeared with an unexpected offer. Though younger than me, he'd risen to become Xemnas's right hand. I accepted his terms and became a nobody once more. Easier to gain access to the old Replica program that way. Whatever it takes to atone. Xehanort seeks to gather 12 vessels, which, together with his true actual self, he considers the real Organization 13. Now that he has the numbers he needs, Dimix and I are being treated as reserves. Several others who served Xemnas in the old organization have followed the same course as mine, electing to abandon their newly restored humanity and rejoin the real organization as nobodies. But not Xemnas. Xemnas cannot exist in the present because there is already a Xehanort here, the old man in charge. The old man's humanity prevents his heartless and nobody, others vanquished in the past, and his younger self from being denizens of this time. To circumvent this, Xehanort is using the prototype replicas I created in the past as containers, plucking his other selves' hearts from the time they existed. Xehanort ordered me to refine the prototypes, to make them closer still to the real thing, perfecting my creations so they may house true flesh and blood humans suits my own purposes as well. All that remains for my atonement is to devise a way to pass on as many of the vessels as I can to those who truly deserve them. I have pored over the data my master entrusted to Riku. Here, I offer my preliminary conclusions. Within Sora's heart are 3 compartmentalized boxes, each containing the heart of another. One box holds Roxas. Another holds a second heart that has been with Sora nearly as long. The third has held its heart for much longer. These hearts have melded with Sora's and no longer have voices of their own. Any attempt to mechanically extract them could prove as dire for Sora as what caused him to become a heartless in the first place. First, a vessel for each heart must be readied. Then, a spark of some sort is required to induce its waking. Obviously, the ideal solution is to restore each heart to its own body. But whatever the case for the 2 unknown individuals, Roxas possesses no such thing. The same is true for Naminé, who we believe resides in Kairi's heart. Still, if alternate bodies can be secured for them, all their hearts require to be awakened is that spark, people they cared for and who cared for them, who can show them the way home. Complete and perfect digitalization of the heart is impossible. We can only hope to partially reconstruct it. Thus, I see no way forward but to extract the hearts we so desperately need directly from within Sora. Fortunately, the data stored in Twilight Town contains a near-perfect record of the memories of those who lived there, and for Roxas and Naminé especially, this is crucial. As for how to contain their hearts, the only conceivable option is the replicas. If we transfer in the digital memories from the Twilight Town archive, the replicas should be able to reconstruct each individual's human appearance with near-perfect results. Then, their hearts need only the right spark to wake them, so they may find their way out of Sora and Kairi and into those newly made bodies. The Replica Program was truly revolutionary, but it was incomplete at the time of the old organization's dissolution. Without Evan, how are we to further the research? We need at least 3 replicas. One for Roxas, one for Naminé, and one for the unknown stowaway within Sora's heart. These are difficult quandaries, but as I work through my master's data, I find myself remembering the taste of ice cream. When I was a boy, he would bring me some when we took walks together. There will be time to regret my betrayal later. For now, my focus must be on restoring Roxas and Naminé and proving my master had good intentions. I have seen it through. The Keyblade War unfolded exactly as written on the lost page. Now, the Keyblade the Master entrusted to me must be bequeathed to another. 5 Union leaders have been chosen from the surviving Dandelions. I will pass the Keyblade to one of them, and then continue watching the future unfold. Yet it seems that someone has pulled the old switcheroo. One of the 5 is an imposter. Someone the Master did not choose. They represent a virus in the program he so carefully wrote. The virus has begun a strange undertaking. A reckless plot to allow the 5 to escape into another world line. Surely, such a thing can't be possible? We're talking about the same trick that allowed the Dandelions to transfer to other world lines after the Keyblade War. But these children are no masters. They haven't the means. Unless, of course, a certain lady of magic summoned here from the future knows more than I do. The whole Union leader thing was supposed to be by the books. Are these new events just another phase in the Master's grand plan? Even on a world line with no Keyblade War, peace is but a dream. In the absence of us and our Master, a darkness arrived, one that shall surely lead the world to yet another demise. Amid the chaos, I bequeathed my Keyblade to one of the Union leaders, just as the Master instructed. I watched as the 5 were sent to another world line at no small cost, ensuring the line of Keyblade wielders will live on. And now, Keybladeless, I must depart this land to fulfill my final task. This means casting my own body aside and sojourning my heart in vessel after vessel, as many as it takes. But I will continue gazing upon each passing era, one unto the next. In time, be it years or decades, centuries or millennia, I will meet the five once more. Somewhere in this cyclical history of bequeathings, a chosen one will appear and reenact the Keyblade War. When this scapegoat arrives and takes my Keyblade in hand, that will be the time to take the stage and finish my role. The Lost Masters will awaken. It seems this body, this name, will be my last. The lives I have lived over the ages could fill volumes, but for now, I must focus on what matters most. The Keyblade has been successfully passed down, generation to generation, and it seems a Keyblade master devoted to the darkness may finally arise. Until now, I have watched over the course of events from a distance. Perhaps the time has come to intervene. I need only play the role of a fool desirous of the Keyblade's power. I will don the mask of his ally in order to keep watch over my Keyblade from close by. The Gazing Eye, a Keyblade forged from the eye of the Master of Masters. He passed it to me, as I have to others, and through it, he can see the future, all that will ever come to pass. Spanning the ages in body after body, life after life, my task has been to keep vigil over the eye as it passes from hand to hand. It has been a long time, longer than I can express. But now, at last, the Keyblade War has begun, and Kingdom Hearts will open a true and complete Kingdom Hearts, born of the clash between darkness and light. I will soon be reunited with my old companions, and in that moment my long vigil will reach its end. He will return. The Seeker reports in Kingdom Hearts 3 are not optional side lore. They are the connective tissue that explains the past, reframes Xehanort's actions, and sets up the future of the series. On their own, the reports feel fragmented and cryptic. Together, they tell one continuous story about identity, memory, time travel, and manipulation across generations. This video will break down what each group of reports actually means and how they fit into the larger Kingdom Hearts timeline. The first set of reports revolves around one mysterious figure known only as Subject X. Report 1 is written from her perspective. She wakes up imprisoned, with no memories of who she is or where she came from. The only things she can remember are 4 friends and a key, which immediately connects her to the Keyblade legacy. She does not even know her own name and is referred to only as X. Her only comfort comes from speaking with 2 boys who visit her occasionally. Eventually, a man with an eye patch, more than likely Xigbar, takes her away, and even years later, she still does not understand what she is or whether she is truly alive. This report establishes Subject X as someone displaced not only in memory, but possibly in time. Reports 3 and 4 reveal that Subject X is being studied by Xehanort during his time as an apprentice under Ansem the Wise. Xehanort notes that she was found suddenly in the city, has complete amnesia, and seems confused about what world she is on. Her memories resist all attempts at extraction, just as Xehanort's own memories once did. Xehanort becomes obsessed with her because she may not simply be from another world, but from another era entirely. He even suggests that the question is not where she came from, but when. This is one of the earliest confirmations in the series that time displacement is possible without traditional time travel rules. Ansem the Wise eventually shuts down Xehanort's experiments and orders Subject X released. When she disappears, Xehanort resolves to take her place as the test subject, directly leading to his self-experimentation with the heart. Reports 5 and 6 add an emotional layer to this mystery. These reports are written by Isa, later known as Psyx. He describes how he and Lee snuck into Ansem's castle as children and discovered a girl imprisoned in the depths below. They spoke to her in secret and tried to help her, but one day she vanished. This moment explains why Lee and Isa became apprentices and why their paths eventually diverged. Subject X is not just a plot device. She is the emotional catalyst behind multiple characters' choices, and she is almost certainly connected to the ancient Union leaders from Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. Report 2 reframes Xehanort completely. This journal entry shows Xehanort before he became a villain, traveling the worlds in preparation for the Mark of Mastery. He speaks about encountering darkness in many forms and realizing that, while terrifying, it can be understood and controlled. This is the core of Xehanort's philosophy. He does not believe darkness should be eradicated. He believes it must be balanced with light. His rivalry with Ericus is not born from hatred, but from ideology. Ericus represents purity of light, while Xehanort believes that denying darkness will inevitably lead to catastrophe. This report confirms that Xehanort genuinely believed he was saving the world, not destroying it. Reports 7 and 8 are written by Vexen, also known as Evan. These reports explain that replicas are not fake people or empty shells. They are artificial bodies capable of housing real hearts and becoming fully human. The Riku replica and Xion were early proofs of this concept. After being recompleted as a human, Vexen willingly becomes a nobody again to regain access to the Replica Program. His goal is not loyalty to Xehanort, but atonement. He wants to use replicas to give hearts like Roxas and Naminé real bodies. Report 8 also clarifies how the real Organization 13 works. Xehanort cannot bring all versions of himself into the present naturally, so he uses replicas as vessels to house his alternate selves from across time. This confirms that replicas are the most important technological breakthrough in the series, not a side experiment. Reports 9 and 10 are written by Enzo and explain what makes Sora unique. Inside Sora's heart are 3 other hearts: Roxas, one unidentified heart that has been with him nearly as long, and a third that has been there far longer. These hearts are not dormant by accident. They remain inside Sora because they feel safe there. The reports confirm that hearts cannot be forcibly removed without killing Sora. Each heart needs a vessel and a spark to awaken. That spark is emotional connection, not technology. This reinforces one of Kingdom Hearts' core themes. Hearts are restored through bonds, not force. The final reports pull back the curtain on the true architects of the story. These reports reveal that the Master of Masters has been manipulating events since the Age of Fairy Tales. The Gazing Eye Keyblade allows him to see the future, and everything that has happened has unfolded according to that vision. The Union leaders are sent into another world line to preserve the Keyblade legacy. One of them is an imposter, described as a virus in the system, which hints at a future conflict not even the Master fully controls. These reports ultimately reveal that the narrator is Luxu. He explains that he has lived countless lives across the centuries, abandoning one body after another and transferring his heart into new vessels. Through this endless cycle, Luxu has stood as a silent observer, watching history repeat itself, witnessing the rise and fall of Keyblade wielders, and ensuring that the Master of Masters plan continues to unfold exactly as intended. Their goal is to be present when the Keyblade War happens again and Kingdom Hearts opens fully. Xehanort was not the final villain. He was a necessary piece in a much larger design. The secret reports reveal that Kingdom Hearts is not a story about good versus evil. It is a story about cycles, memory, and control. Subject X represents the past that refuses to stay buried. Xehanort represents the danger of believing only you can save the world. Sora represents connection without domination. And the Lost Masters represent a future that has been watching all along. Understanding these reports changes how you see the entire series. And this time, the real story is just beginning. The secret reports of Kingdom Hearts 3 reveal a truth that changes everything. This story was never just about darkness versus light. It was about memory, legacy, and manipulation across time itself. Xehanort's saga may be over, but the game has only just begun. The Master of Masters is watching. The Lost Masters are returning. And somewhere, Subject X's true identity still waits to be revealed. If this breakdown helped you understand the secret reports, leave a like, subscribe for more deep dive Kingdom Hearts lore, and let me know in the comments. Who do you think Subject X really is, and what role will she play next? Until next time, may your heart be your guiding key.